You're probably aware that we're in the digital age where our phones are buzzing and emails are nonstop. Keeping focused? Yeah, that's a whole new ballgame. Picture this. You're deep in prep mode for a big presentation, but your inbox is blowing up. Or you're trying to nail down a report. But hey, look, another cat video on social media. And it's not just at work. At home, you're trying to have some family time, but those pings and dings are like magnets, right? Now we've got some real brainy folks. Tristan Harris, Jordan Peterson, and Brian Tracy, who've got some killer insights on this stuff. They're not just talking theory. They get what it's like trying to keep up in our crazy, connected world. So let's dive into what they have to say. First up, we've got Tristan Harris, the big brain behind the Center for Humane Technology. He's got some eye-opening stuff on the true cost of distractions. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's roll.
So let's say there's two people. Nancy's on the left, and she's working on a document, and John's on the right. And John suddenly remembers, I need to ask Nancy for that document before I forget. Right? So when he sends her that message, it blows away her attention. Right? And that's what we're doing all the time. We're bulldozing each other's attention, left and right. And there's serious cost to this, because every time we interrupt each other, it takes us about 23 minutes on average to refocus our attention. We actually cycle through 2 different projects before we come back to the original thing we were doing. This is Gloria Mark's research combined with Microsoft research that showed this. And her research also shows that it actually trains bad habits. The more interruptions we get externally, it's conditioning and training us to interrupt ourselves. We actually self-interrupt about every 3.5 minutes.
Right. We interrupt ourselves. It's not just your phone or email. It's actually us doing it to ourselves. And get this, Jordan Peterson, renowned psychologist and author, totally backs this up. He says we're masters at distracting ourselves without even realizing it.
Your attention, for example, is mediated by unconscious forces. And you know that perfectly well. And this is another Freudian observation. If you're sitting down to study, for example, your conscious intent is to study. But you know perfectly well that all sorts of distraction fantasies are going to enter the theater of your imagination non-stop and annoyingly. And there isn't really a lot you can do about that except maybe wait it out. So you'll be sitting there reading and your attention will flicker away. You'll think about, I don't know, maybe you want to watch Jane the Virgin on Netflix or something like that. Or maybe it's time to have a peanut butter sandwich. Or you should get the dust bunnies out from underneath the bed. Or it's time to go outside and have a cigarette. Or maybe it's time for a cup of coffee. Or it's like all these subsystems in you that would like something aren't very happy just to sit there while you read this thing that you're actually bored by. And so they pop up and try to take control of your perceptions and your actions nonstop.
So if it's something to do with our unconscious mind, does that mean we can't really control it? Well, the answer is no. Brian Tracy, author of Eat That Frog, explains why.
Number one reason why people are unfocused is because they're unclear about their most important task. So it's not that you don't have the ability, it's just that many of you are trying to do too many little things at once. As I said earlier, the greatest destroyer of all hopes and dreams and careers today is distraction. Distraction is killing people. People leave their computer on, leave their phone on, and every time there's a bing or a bip, these people jump like rabbits, and they dart their email or to their telephone, and it takes an average of 17 minutes to get back to your work after you've been distracted by an electronic interruption.
So yes, you can totally master your attention and tackle those pesky distractions. But you've got to know what matters to you and have a solid game plan to focus on it. Now, I hear you. It sounds way easier than it actually is, especially if you don't have a solid strategy in place. That's where the time flow system comes in. This is a smart approach cooked up by the LifeHack team, and it's all about keeping you laser-focused and smashing your to-do list. So how does this system work? Let's break it down. First up, we've got the North Stars. Think of these as your big life goals, your ultimate want-to-achieves. They're like your personal lighthouse, guiding you through life's foggy moments. Then we zoom into initiatives. These are your power moves, the stepping stones towards hitting those milestones and making real, tangible progress. Here's the big question they always ask. Is this moving me closer to my North Star? Every task is scrutinized. Does it help me progress? Is it really worth my time? Each action is weighed up for its impact and importance. Next up, focus blocks. This is where planning meets doing. Focus blocks are your minimum effort unit, but they pack a punch. They're simple. Pick an action, set a time, boom, you're on your way. These blocks are the result of careful planning and priority setting. No distractions are allowed, so you ensure yourself to get the important things done during these blocked periods. It's not about cramming in more stuff. It's about being strategic and impactful with less. Eager to give the time flow system a whirl? Just click that info button right up there or tap the link down below. Now let's wrap this up. We've journeyed through the buzzing world of constant notifications and seen how even the best of us can get sidetracked by the smallest things, be it an exploding inbox or the latest viral video. From Tristan Harris showing us how a simple message can throw us off our game, to Jordan Peterson revealing our mind's sneaky ways of distracting us, it's clear. This is a battle on all fronts. And let's not forget Brian Tracy's golden nugget. If you don't know what's truly important, everything seems important, but don't fret. Remember the time flow system we talked about? That's your toolkit to fight back. Setting those North Stars, launching into initiatives, and locking down focus blocks. This is how you turn the tables on distractions. So, you're armed with knowledge and a plan now. Ready to take back control? Try out the time flow system, and show those distractions who's boss and make every moment count. Thanks for tuning in, and here's to staying focused in our buzzing digital world. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.